So in this session, we're going to learn about how to update the rows for a table that you have created in MS Access. Now, there comes up a situation when, say, by mistake, you have typed in the wrong values for a variable in a table in MS Access. And when you realize it, it is very difficult to selectively identify the row which was mistakenly typed, especially if there are millions of rows in your table in MS Access. Or in a second scenario, there could be a situation that a lot of duplicates for a certain row exist across your table. And if they range from, say, 10,000 to 100,000 in number, it's very difficult to manually go and change the individual values in each of them to reflect the correct value in those rows. So to update the values, if we execute the same sort of a thing using SQL, the whole task becomes pretty easy. And to update the values for your table, all we need to do is we need to use the update statement, and it begins with the update keyword, and following it is the name of the table which needs to be updated. And then it is in the next line we need to type in the set operator, where we assign a specific value to a column, and and we can continue on giving the values to all the new columns that we need to adjust. So if you have 10 columns table and you want to, you need to just repeat this set syntax just twice. And the where condition is used to specifically identify some rows in your table, and the meaning of which is going to be pretty much apparent in the later part of this session. So let's take a look at the example for this. So as from our previous session, I have the sample table prepared over here, and besides the three obvious values, I have added another variable to this, which is the sequence number, and it simply tells me what is the number of the row which I am trying to identify. So I go on to the query, and I have the update statement over here, and I begin with by typing in the update keyword, and following it is the name of the table I want to update. And in the next line I have the set operator, which tells me that I want to change the first name to Amy, the last name to Hilton, and I want to change the value of salary to 96457. So let's try executing this query and see what all changes does it bring to our table. So it said I'm about to update 3 rows. Click yes. So we need to close on to this. So just hold on. So as you can see over here, this when I open up sample table, it has now changed the value of each and every row, and the value of first name, last name, and salary to the one which we wrote in query 1. So the first name in all of these columns have been changed to Amy. This last name has been changed to Hilton, and salary has been changed to 96457. Now, though this is this might not be always a desirable thing to have in all of the circumstances, because probably you didn't wanted all the rows in your table to be updated with the update statement, and that is the reason we have the where clause in this. And where clause lets you selectively identify those rows uh, which would let you say update or modify only those rows with the values that you are typing in over here. So we begin the where clause by typing in where, and then we type in a condition. So say I have a sequence number in my table, and I can write I want you to update only those rows where sequence number equals 2. So in that case, this query would run only for that sequence number, for that row where sequence number equals to 2. So let's try changing these values and say I type in a new value. So David Webb, and salary of this individual is 93456. So before we execute this query, let's see what would manually be the results for this query. So since we have already used the where clause in this, so it is going to ignore the first row and the third row and only introduce the new values for the row in which sequence number equals to 2. So let's try running this query. So I hit the button yes and open up the sample table, and as you can see, the first row and the third row remains as it is, and the second row with sequence number equal to 2 has been updated. So this is a very powerful statement in SQL, and it lets you selectively update those rows in MS Access which you need to update for some specific reason. So hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you for watching.